So, 4 words can fix everything in your life. That's a bold statement, but I was talking with my housekeeper today. She's amazing. I love her. And something came up in conversation, and it just came out of me. Be still and know. Be still and know. Those of us that are the children of the Father, the Creator, many of you know I refer to him as Big Daddy because he's big and he's my daddy, and he likes it when I call him that. We as his children have access to him. I didn't know for decades that I had access to go sit with him, sit with them. Them being the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. We have access to go meet with them and learn from them, understanding his wisdom, understanding his understanding, seeing through his perspective, knowing his ways, knowing his thoughts. Yesterday I was having a long conversation with a customer slash friend of mine. I just love her. And she was just and she called me or texted me, could you please call me? This is really important because the last conversation we had, I had felt like it was time to speak into her life a little bit. So I did, and she's, why did you do that? Why did you do that now? It was just the right thing at the right time. You know, when you hear Big Daddy say something and then you say it, it carries some weight. And it was weighty, and she was kind of shocked. So anyway, a month or two passed, and she was, and she texted me, please call, it's very important. So I did. And a couple of hours later, she was trying to tell me how her situation was impossible. These people and those people and this and that and the other. And I'm like, well, you need to take time, especially first thing in the morning, and just be still. Just be still. Shut this off. Be still. And only ask for one thing, that you be filled with joy. And that was a long conversation. I'm really cutting to the chase. And basically, the answer for her, and I kept saying it, over when I could say something, over and over and over and over. And finally, after 2+ hours, she kind of entered into a peaceful, restful place. Because she kept trying to convince me that you can't just be still and know. You just can't do that. Here's why. But I just stayed in that restful, peaceful place. And after 2+ hours, she was finally entering to rest and peace. And when the conversation, when her speaking shifted, you could just feel it. She got it. Just be still and know. 2008 November, 2008 December, 2009 most of January. I was petitioning the Father about things because the Great Recession was on and I needed some assistance. I needed some direction. And all he would say was, come sit with me. And I was having the conversation with him, Big Daddy, that she was having with me. But all this stuff. But when I finally, after November, December, most of January, I finally said, okay. First thing in the morning, early, sat down in this chair, a couple of houses ago, but this chair, and said, okay, I'm sitting with you. What do we do now? And he's taken me on this long trek to finally now, 13 and a half years later, I'm beginning to really understand rest and peace as a result of be still and know. It's one thing to know about him, them, the Father, the Son, the Spirit, them. It's one thing to know about them. But there's only one thing that Yeshua asked for when he prayed for us. And he asked for it more than once. John 17, read that chapter. That's the real Lord's Prayer. He asked one thing. Asked the Father one thing for us. Wow. That just changes everything. That we might know them. My housekeeper. Today was her day. First time I met her, I didn't know her at all. But now that she's been coming here every week for, almost a year, I guess, I've gotten to know her really well. And I love Holly. She's awesome. And she's gotten to know me. We've spent so much time together. When she's here for like ours. And we now know each other pretty well. Knowing about our Father and Yeshua is just not the same as knowing them. And just like my friend, customer that I talked to yesterday that was four words. Can absolutely change a person's life. If you're his, you have access to him. And if you have access to him and you access him, especially daily, especially the first part of the day, if you access your Father to sit with him, you can actually get to know him as well as knowing the Messiah, the King. Four words. Can make everything in your life well. Be still and know. Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am Elohim. Wow. Elohim, plural. That's the Father, the Son, the Spirit. Be still and know. And it'll make you well. Simple.